Hi. Hello, Instagrammers. Hi. Hello, everyone. Good day, or good evening. How are you? How are you? Greetings from Ghana. I see comments from Amele, Sewa, Johanna. Hi, Celestina. Hi, ladies. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, everyone. I see your comments. My name is Amma Duncan. I am a corporate trainer, business coach, and founder of the Fabulous Woman Network. I am also the author of 3 books, actually. I am author of Yarns of Inspiration, Networking Made Easy, and recently Yarns of Inspiration II. And today I have the privilege of hosting once again Mind Your Business. But this time I am doing a book reading from my new book, Yarns of Inspiration II. I am live on Instagram here, so if you're looking at me from Instagram, I'm watching you right now, and I'm also live on Facebook here. So if you see my eyes rotating, this is what I'm trying to do here. So thank you so much for joining me. You love my look, Celestina. Thank you. I love it too. I just got this today from traffic. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. So have you grabbed my book yet? If you're watching on Instagram, click on the link in bio. The book is called Yarns of Inspiration II, or Yarns of Inspiration 2. It's the first link in our bio on Instagram. And today is the final day you get the book for free. It's actually my Christmas gift to you. From tomorrow, it will go to its original price of $4.99. So do go on and grab it. For all those of you who have grabbed it and given me feedback, thank you. Thank you. Hi, Ramat. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the hearts on Instagram. Hi, Dr. Julia. So I'm going to be reading it. You are going to get this on your Amazon Kindle. So you need to have the Kindle app, and it's a free app, obviously, and you can get it and read it. So what this is about, the book is about 33 short stories of my own experiences, some funny, some a bit sad, and but they are all centered around my journey as an entrepreneur, all the different things I am still dealing with: self-doubt, fear, low self-esteem, which I recently found out I still have. I was so surprised. I thought, hey, I've conquered it and I'm a guru now, but apparently I'm not. I still have a long way to go, according to the conversation I had with my coach. And so I'm working on myself. Hi, Stephen. Thank you for joining. Hi, Wilma. Hi, everyone. So I'm going to be doing a reading now. Usually for this show, I've been trying to squeeze it into 30 minutes. So I'll read one of the yarns. Like I said, it has 33 yarns. I'm going to read just one, and I hope you've grabbed it for yourself and you'll be able to read it, the entire book, for yourself. So please, shall I start? I'm going to be reading from my tablet as usual. Let me see in the comments, do I have the go ahead to start? And let me know also, can you hear me all right? So do I have the go ahead to start, number one? And number two, can you hear me all right? And once again, let me just say thank you. Thank you for all who are watching me live, and for those of you who are going to be watching the replay as well. Thank you, everyone. I can, yes? Yes, thank you. So I am going to read, okay, so it was a bit difficult to decide which one to read because I love all the different stories in, but I'm going to read Yarn 24, which is my Mandela Washington Fellowship experience. So I'm going to start. Yarn 24, my Mandela Washington Fellowship experience. 1 minute, let me drink water. Cheers. Before the trip, I am sure I had read about the Mandela Washington Fellowship somewhere on social media. Still, it was not until I attended the YALI, that is Young African Leaders Initiative course at the Regional Leadership Center, GIMPA, that I got to really know about the MWF and what it was. So basically, it was a similar leadership training for emerging leaders as we had at GIMPA, but this time the training was in the USA. I was definitely interested, but as usual, I came up with all sorts of excuses why I shouldn't even apply. Now, when I look back, I am so grateful that I had actually applied. When I finally decided to apply, I thought, let me just take it one step at a time and see. All along, I had been singing to my husband, I doubt that I will go, making all sorts of excuses. Finally, when I was offered a placement, I told him about it and he was like, so you will go? And I said, yes. As a wife and a mother, my biggest worry was leaving my family for 6 whole weeks. But one day, during a panel discussion, I was inspired by Dr. Ama Omuesi of New Sean Dental Consult when she narrated how she survived studying abroad for 2 years. After my encounter with her, I decided to definitely go for it. I got to know about the MWF offer 3 months ahead of time. But I couldn't muster the courage to tell my kids until about a month to time. Even with that, I had to break the news slowly and gently. I found out that 40 of us had been selected from Ghana, and it was really nice to connect with them via WhatsApp through our able group administrator, Kwabena Tonto Kankam Yeboah. During the introductions, I constantly marveled at the caliber of fellows and felt really grateful to be part of them. And then we finally met together at the US Embassy for our pre-departure orientation, which was well organized, making me feel even more positive about this fellowship. Before I left on 15 June 2017, I had made many arrangements to ensure that all my responsibilities would be taken care of while I was away. Once again, my family and friends were incredibly supportive. Honestly, I wonder how my life would be if I didn't have the help I have. I had been dreading the goodbyes at the Kumasi airport since I had found out I had been selected for the fellowship. And to say I wept would just be putting it mildly. Why are goodbyes so hard anyway? I was so sad that I forgot about my second dread for the particular day, flying on one of those small planes. Oh Lord, here we go again. Well, thank God I made it through as always. Before I left on the Brussels Airlines flight, I met up with some old friends and had such a great time catching up at the Holiday Inn Hotel in Accra, which made me momentarily forget about my sadness. Flying to Chicago through Brussels was quite enjoyable. See, I don't mind big planes. You hardly feel anything. And thanks to free Wi-Fi at most airports and WhatsApp video calling, I was able to check in on my family. My travel companion was Dr. Kemi Olaweye Damson's Living with Myasthenia Gravis. As I read this book, I wondered if I would have been that brave had I gone through her experience. I felt really grateful for my life and guilty for all the blessings I took for granted. Settling in. We arrived at Chicago's O'Hare Airport, stopped over at the Hilton and made our way to a hostel downtown where we would stay for 2 nights. Carrying my bags was another story thanks to the weight of my books, Yarns of Inspiration I. That day I met angels from among the fellows and the Program of African Studies team from Northwestern University who helped me convey my luggage. See, I meant to park light too, but sometimes that is just impossible. Anyway, I met the rest of the fellows from 15 other African countries and we started breaking the ice. Our 2-day stay in downtown Chicago was packed with sightseeings. We did a boat ride tour, visited the Millennium Park, and saw some amazing architecture, among others. This was when I learned that the city had gotten burnt in 1871 and was rebuilt. Wow. On Sunday, 18 June 2017, my eyes beheld the breathtaking Northwestern University at Evanston. I thought, wow, how did I get here? The MWF staff were all nice and helpful, so I settled in quite well. The MWF staff, it was even more exciting for me when I realized that the Kellogg School of Management will be handling our academic program. The professors generally exceeded my expectation. Most used the exact teaching techniques that I loved, that is group discussions, games, etc. With every lecture, I thought I had had the best experience until the next lecturer came. In fact, by the last academic session, I was literally breathless. I asked many questions and took down many notes. This was one experience I never wanted to forget. Don't worry, if you ever attend any of my training sessions, you'll get your fair share of what I learned. What we did. Usually, we had our academic sessions in the mornings and then site visits or networking sessions afterwards. We visited 1871, the Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel at his office, World Business Chicago, Industrial Council of Near West Chicago, where I met an amazing Ghanaian lady called Chateau, who gave me a magic potion that cleared my pimples. Like, seriously. We also met Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, who granted me a quick interview later. We went to the Rotary Club headquarters, to Google, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Blue Lacuna, and many others. These site visits were carefully put together by the organizers because the fellows at my institute were mostly entrepreneurs. We had many opportunities to network with diverse businessmen and women. It was inspiring and intense indeed. Also, we had weekly visits to the YOU to mentor some of the youth. This was an exciting experience. One of the icings on the cake was when I had my own crime scene investigation experience, learning how fingerprints were taken during a police ride tour. Oh, and I learned one more fact. Chicago has two kinds of weather, winter and construction. Everywhere I went, there was construction. Jollof gone wrong. Every Monday, we had cultural nights where each week a group of fellows had to cook dishes from their home country. From the minute we found out about the cultural night, the whole conversation about the Ghanaian jollof versus Nigerian jollof got intense. In my mind, I imagined how perfectly my Ghanaian jollof would be with everyone giving it a standing ovation. Laugh out loud. Unfortunately, I was having a laugh because the jollof I cooked on that fateful day turned out to be the worst jollof that ever existed. Like, seriously. I can't even describe it. It was such a traumatic experience for me, and there was no way I was serving it. Hey, so the Nigerians will say what? Never. Our coordinator talked and talked about how I should just serve it and that people would not even know. But as for me, I knew, and I never wanted to let my beloved country Ghana down like that. In the end, I made some fried ripe plantain, chicken, tomato sauce, fruit salad, and called it a day. The amazing fellows. I believe one of the best parts of the MWF experience was the opportunity to meet and share a dorm with the other 24 fellows. I honestly found myself among some superstars, and yet they were so down to earth. I miss our bonding experiences over drinks, food, and great African music. Chai! African music is so superb, you just can't help but dance to it, even if you don't understand what they are saying. On some days, we shared these experiences with fellows from nearby institutes or other Africans living on campus. My favorite experiences. My all-time favorite part of the campus was the lakefront. Oh my goodness, such beauty. I used to take walks along the lakefront to think and pray, even though on most nights I was terribly cold. I would watch the aeroplanes flying across the Mexican lake and imagine the passengers probably going home to their loved ones. Gosh, I missed my family. Anyway, my second favorite place was the Sergeant's Dining Hall. Yes, I love food. It was mainly the yogurt that kept me going. You see, I usually pack some gari, nido, etc. on set trips. This reminds me of the time when my aunt Helena in New Jersey used to give me wache, gakenke, and shito when I used to work at a camp in Pennsylvania about 13 years ago. But for this trip, I told myself to be matured and stop complaining about American food. I was determined to experience the culture and be open-minded as much as possible. So I only sent Lipton tea and powdered milk. Long story. Well, the food actually exceeded my expectation once I just decided to relax and enjoy it. Of course, I interviewed some really fabulous women. During my last two interviews, I was breathless because I felt like these women were talking about me. It is so interesting how women around the world are connected through similar fears, doubts, and challenges. I felt even more determined to celebrate women and share their stories to inspire others. Meeting some Ghanaians. By a twist of fate, I found an amazing Ghanaian community, Christ Oasis Church. They made me feel so much at home, gave me proper jollof to eat. I mean proper Ghana jollof to eat. As well as opportunities to promote my book during their church services. I also bumped into a mate from the University of Ghana on the streets of Chicago, and through her, I got to experience Ghana Fest, an annual gathering that brings together thousands of Ghanaians. Speaking engagements. During a side visit to the Rotary headquarters, I made the necessary connections to get me a speaking gig at one of the Rotary Club meetings as well. Rotary is good. Further, through the mayor's office, I got connected with Nikki Nigels about women and spoke at her event. I loved speaking at this event as the women were so warm and real. But on my way back to Evanston from Chicago, I got terribly beaten by the rain and my lovely African print dress split at the back. Thank God I had a cardigan to save my assets. Oh, my African assets. I also felt very welcome at the House of Worship, Randallstown, MD, and All Nations Church in New Jersey, where I was given opportunities to promote my book. The Holocaust Museum Experience. My curiosity about the Jews led me on a solo trip to Skokie, where I visited the public library, met a very lovely lady and donated one of my books. She then directed me to the Holocaust Museum. I had a surreal experience there. I couldn't believe such atrocities were even possible. Well, my admiration for the Jewish people grew even more as they obviously did not allow their past to be a stumbling block to their future. The pitch. And yes, I got to pitch my business idea, Startup 101 training for women entrepreneurs. This is to help them start and grow their businesses. This competition was made possible by Bob and Charlene Shaw, a very wonderful couple who are both alumni of Northwestern University. So here's the thing. Even though I love to talk and in fact talk for a living, I don't like competitions. No, I don't. I attempted the first mini pitch in spite of all the voices that said no in my head, but did not win anything. Based on this experience, I psyched myself for the main pitch competition at our institute. And through the help of the amazing Tiffany Smith, our coordinator, and some of the fellows, I actually came out second place. What? Apparently, that was just the beginning. So all the fellows on the business and entrepreneurship track of the MWF were given a chance to compete in the U.S. African Development Foundation, that's USADF, grants competition. Another competition. I applied anyway. There were rumors that the finalists for the grants competition had been notified already, getting to the end of the fellowship. And as I hadn't heard from them, I sort of threw in the towel. Then one day, say one day, I received an email from the office administering the grants and did not open it because for some reason I thought it would go like, "Dear Amma, thank you for applying. Unfortunately, oh ye Amma of little faith." Well, on the last night before we left, I finally opened the email and there was my good news. I could not believe it. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about this. Jesus did it again. My first attempt at a grant and I actually won. Wow. To God be the glory. We said goodbye to our new friends at Northwestern and left for the summit at the Marriott Marquis in Washington, D.C. It was exhilarating to reunite with the other Ghanaian fellows. We went to see the White House, the mall to say hi to Abraham Lincoln, DC's Chinatown, past the African American Museum and the Ghana Embassy, among others. Notable personalities such as Tony Elumelu came to address the 1,000 fellows during the summit. I also had the opportunity to lead one of the panel discussions and get interviewed for the Yali podcast. On the last night, my friend Francisca Boateng of Slam LLC and her family invited the Ghanaian fellows to dinner at their home in Virginia. Mouth-watering chicken groundnut soup. This ended my MWF experience with a bang. Frankly, I wasn't sad on the last day because I felt it was not goodbye. The new friends I had made will be friends for life, just as my Yali West Africa cohort mates. One of the best things about this fellowship was that we were given 30 days extra to explore the US after the fellowship. My first stop was to Virginia to launch my book, Yarns of Inspiration I, during the Night of Inspiration. And then Maryland, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New York, where I got to model on the H&M runway at Times Square, and New Jersey to promote my book and visit family. Returning home. After 2 whole months, an intensive experience, many new friends, 2 flights and a near-miss accident on a VIP bus, I finally arrived home late on 17th August. My joy knew no bounds. I felt so grateful to God that everything that happened worked together for my good. All the things I feared didn't happen. My kids and husband bonded even more while I was away. Yes, I missed out on their speech and prize giving day, but I got to see a video of my daughter's ballet recital and pictures as they picked up their awards, thanks to their aunties. Of course, I made it up to my husband as well. When my daughter asked, "Mommy, why are you and Daddy going to spend the night at a hotel?" My answer was simple: because he's my husband. One day she will get it. Major learnings. As I reflect on what I learned during the fellowship experience, I realized that I learned so much about running a startup and network with many people. I appreciated the American culture better and found new family members among my fellows. I noted many ideas I would love to implement back home, and I could not wait to run our 2017 Startup 101 training program for women entrepreneurs later in that year. However, the most profound learning point for me was about what was more important to me: faith and family. Everywhere I turned, something happened to make me resolve to be a better child of God, wife, and mother. My advice: I would like to use this opportunity to speak to wives and mothers especially. Often we say no to opportunities to grow because it might mean sacrificing our families. I totally understand this. Once, when I turned down an opportunity in Accra because I didn't want to move away from my family, a friend asked me, "Are you actually thinking about your family's future?" Well, my suggestion is that the next time you believe a no is the right answer, think about why it is and see if you can find solutions to all the possible challenges. You do that and let God handle the rest, because He certainly won't bring you to it without bringing you through it. From a grateful heart. I can't help but feel so grateful. In fact, the past couple of years of my life has been so unpredictable yet awesome. May God bless every person I met along the way on this journey. Each one of them has uniquely touched me. I pray that this fellowship continues and many more Africans benefit from this experience. To the U.S. Embassy, Program of African Studies, and Kellogg School of Management at Northwestern University, USADF, Bob and Charlene Shaw, IREX, and the MWF team, the amazing Northwestern Mandela Washington Fellows, all the Ghanaians and other nationals I met along the way, all the churches and groups that gave me an opportunity to speak, Francisca Boateng and her family, Senna Chikata, and everyone who made Night of Inspiration beautiful. Thank you. For more information about the Mandela Washington Fellowship, just Google it, please. Long live Yali, long live the Mandela Washington Fellowship, long live Africa. Ama XX. God is good. Oh my God, I just love this story and I love all the other stories. I'm going to end here, but I want to encourage you to get the book for yourself. Get the book. It's available. I've shared the link. If you're watching on Facebook, the link is in the comments. If you're watching on Instagram, the link is in the bio. Thank you so much for listening to me this evening, and thank you so much for your comments. I'm going to be reading them after I am done here. Thank you all so much, and God willing, next week, same time, I will come your way with the final Mind Your Business for 2020. Thank you all so much for joining me. Don't forget to share this video. God bless you all. Bye, Toodles.